Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another AutoCAD video. As in the previous video we have discussed about offset command, and now in today's video we are going to actually execute 4 different commands which are array, rotate, break and explode. These 4 commands we will be covering in this video. And first of all, as I have already said, that specify your units and limits. If you don't have specified yet, you can do it immediately. Now let's get started. First of all, we will start from break command. In the modify option, you will have an option of break here. As you can see, there will be an option of break command, as you can see here. But first of all, you have an object for these commands, because these are the commands of modify. So first of all, I am creating a random line and I am turning off my grid as well. I am creating a random line like this one. Now I'm just entering. Now this command, I want to break this line into 2 pieces. Then I will just go to my type command and write break. Then as you can see, what he is asking to select objects, and I'm just going to select my object like this one and specify the second breakpoint. Now I'm going to say I have to specify my breakpoint. For example, I wanted to break it from the middle. As you can see, if you click there, there's not a change, I think, but yes, it has, the line has been breaked. As you can see, this is one piece and this is the second piece. As you can see, the line has been broken into 2 parts. And if you, this is a simple command actually. If you want to break anything, you can break it with this command. And actually, when you have a block of anything, you can break it with explode command. I forget to tell you one more important command, which is explode command. If you have a block, for example, I am converting this rectangle into a block. First of all, enter and give a random name. Just click OK. Now this shape is actually in block format, block reference, as you can see here. Now if you want to break this one, you have to use breakup command or explode command. These 2 commands are actually same, and there are 2 names for it, breakup and explode. And when you will enter EX and click on enter, oh no, EX now. EX is a shortcut for extend. We have to write a little bit more, EXPL, and then you have to click enter. First we have to write explode. Just click enter. Now he is asking to select objects. I am selecting this object and I am just clicking on enter. And now you can see that our block reference has been broken into different lines. As you can see, there are 4 lines, and this is not actually a block, as you can see. So in this way we can explode our blocks. So far we have covered 2 commands, break and explode. For block reference we use explode command, and for breaking any object like line and anything else we use break command. So going back to my third one command, and I'm just going to draw a random, like we say, rectangle like this one. And now the third one command is rotate command. Now actually, if I wanted to rotate this object at any angle, we actually use rotate command. So this is the command we will use mostly in AutoCAD many times. And first of all, you have drawn an object, you will go to a type a command and type here rotate. Arrow enter is the arrow is short key, and press enter. Now he is asking to select objects. I am selecting this object, I am pressing enter again. Now what he is asking to specify your base point from which you are going to rotate your object. Now I am specifying this point. Now if I rotate my mouse a little bit, as you can see, the object has been only rotating to 4 directions because I have turned on my ortho mode. But if I click turn off ortho mode, as you can see, from base point we can rotate it at any angle, in any direction. As you can see, there are different kind of things, as you can see. For example, if I wanted to put it here, I will click here and the object has actually been rotated. So in this way we can rotate our objects in AutoCAD. So the fourth command which we are going to execute is very important command, which is array command, and we will actually provide a basic theme of this command. and I recommend you to explore this command more and more on yourself. First of all, we have to draw a rectangle and go to modify options. Actually, these are command are in modify option, and if you don't have an object, you cannot modify it. So first of all, whenever we use modify commands, we will have to draw an object. From here, I'm not seeing any kind of this command, but array. Where is array? This is array. As you can see, there are different kinds of array: rectangular array, path array, polar array. Array will help us to create multiple copies of object and in a different shapes, and we can specify distances and everything. You will see in this command. For example, say in this case I am going to draw a rectangular array like this. I will click on rectangular array. Now I have to select my objects, and if I click enter like that, it will actually create an array like this with 4 columns and 3 rows like this, and it will actually provide these kind of blue dots. For example, if you wanted to move your lines upward, you can do it by clicking on this one. You can see you can move your objects upward, you can increase spacing, and if you click on your workspace again like that, you have exited the command. For example, if you wanted to increase spacing between columns, you can do this. And now he is actually by default providing these kind of 4 columns and 3 rows, but if you wanted to change the number of columns and rows, you can do this from here. You can do this from count as well. You can, if you wanted to increase or decrease spacing between rows and columns, you can do it from here. You can actually drag these things by specifying a base point. For example, these are our base points where blue dots has been placed, as you can see. But if you wanted to change these base points, you can click on base point, and for increasing or decreasing number of rows and columns, you can actually go to count, and you can also do this from here. For example, I am going to columns and I'm going to say that we need 8 columns. Now what he has actually done, as you can see, the number of columns has been 8 and it is increased. Now if I wanted to back again and I wanted to increase my number of rows as well, for example, I will say that I want 6 rows. Now you can see the number of columns and rows has been increased. So in this kind of way, we will actually draw multiple copies of object by using array command. So this is for rectangular array, and now I am going to show you a very important command which we will use execute in different kind of furniture settings, which is actually polar array. So I am just going to click enter. I am okay with that. Now I am again drawing us in polar array. You have to actually draw 2 different kind of objects. For example, first of all, I will say that in dining table, this is in dining hall, this is actually my table, and these are my chairs. As you can see here, if I specify like that, these are my chairs, as you can see. So I wanted to draw these kind of chairs within an equal distance around this table like that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the option of polar array. So actually you have to 2 different kind of objects. First of all, your reference object, and then you have to specify the object from which you're gonna execute this polar array. So I'm going to again modify command, I am going to array command, I am going to say the polar array. Now he is asking to select objects. First of all, I will select that object from which way I want the polar array, and then we will select our reference object. For our first object has been selected, and click on enter. Specify center point of array. I will say that this is my center point because this is my reference point actually. So I'm saying this will be my center point. As you can see, if I click on center point, it will create actually by default it will create 5 or 6 copies. But if you wanted to change anything, if you wanted to create more items, you will go to items, and you will actually these are total 6 subjects, and I am going to press 10 enter. Actually it will create 10 objects, as you can see here, and you can also adjust it from here, increase or decrease angles, distances, and you can also execute multiple commands from here as well. And I recommend you to do this all by yourself. These are not so hard to do. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just pressing on enter because I'm okay with that. As you can see, in this way our furniture, we can fix our furniture in our dining hall, as you can see. Now the third command is actually path array. we will be using this kind of array mostly in our videos, but the path array is the least used command, but we will have to execute it as well. For example, first of all, you have to create a curved path like that, and you have to specify another object as well. Like I'm saying that this will be my object like that. Now I'm again going to modify. I'm going to array, and I want path array alongside a path. For example, this. Now I want the array of this subject, because I wanted to create the multiple copies of this object alongside this line. So I have selected my object. If I press enter, he is asking to select the curve path. So this is our curve path. I will select that. Actually, he is going from here to upward, but now we are actually concerning, we want to go from here to this one. As you can see, we can actually do different kind of operations here, and if I drag it back here, as you can see, there will be multiple objects like that. And in the case I'm just pressing exit, as you can see, our command has been executed. And you can also do the polar array, and I have selected my object. First of all, I have to go to modify, and I wanted to select an array, path array, and I wanted to select my object like this one, and pressing on enter and select curve path. Now as you can see that our object has been placed alongside this curve path with multiple copies, as you can see. Now if you wanted to change anything, tangent direction, items, or anything, if you wanted to align items, you can align it from here. Yes, I wanted to align, click on yes, and then click on enter or exit. As you can see, our path array has been specified. So in this video, we have actually discussed 4 different commands: break, explode, array, and rotate. So in this way, we can use all of these 4 commands in our AutoCAD. So that's it for today's video, and thank you.